Not even sure how to start this because it still feels fake, to be honest. It was my birthday yesterday, literally, and I was at work all day, which is normal around here. My family's big on earning your keep, and my dad's always said, if you want something, you work for it. So I was already kind of annoyed I couldn't even take the day off for myself, but whatever. I figured I'd come home, maybe get some takeout, or just chill. I get off around 7, walking out, checking my phone, and I see a bunch of messages from my dad. Not super weird, he's always texting about dumb stuff like if I forgot to take the trash out or if the Wi-Fi's acting up, but these were long and the first one just says, "We sold your car. Family comes first. Be grateful we let you live here." I actually stopped walking and stood there in the parking lot like, what? I thought maybe he was joking because that's his humor sometimes. But then there's more, all weirdly formal. The next one, "Oh, and your brother's starting college. You'll cover his first semester. $5,200 due this week." My car was nothing fancy, just something I bought used after saving for literal years. I handled registration, insurance, all that, but the title was in my dad's name because insurance was cheaper that way and he insisted. I should have known that was gonna bite me later, but at the time I just wanted to stop bumming rides. Anyway, I texted back, "Not happening." And he hits me with, "Then pack your shit. You're dead to me." I walked home, no car anymore. Took almost an hour, getting dark, and the whole time I'm thinking, is this for real? I go through the front door, mom's in the kitchen not making eye contact, doing dishes like she's in a trance. Dad's in the living room with the TV blasting but he's not watching. Brother Sterling's nowhere. I just stand there and say, "So you actually sold my car?" Dad doesn't even look at me, just goes, "Family comes first. You're old enough to pitch in, so you will." It's always like this with him. Soon as I push back he gets the whole family to close ranks like it's us versus me. My brother's the golden child, always has been. Aunt and uncle live a few streets over and they're basically his backup squad when he wants extra muscle. Mom finally says, "You know your brother needs this. He's got a real future. Don't be selfish." Like I never did anything for anybody. I'm the one always fixing stuff, setting up their phones, dealing with bills when dad forgets, running errands for everyone. But he never sees it, just thinks I'm lazy if I'm not doing exactly what he wants. I go to my room and start packing because I know how this goes. Last time I fought him over something it was weeks of silent treatment and little digs, never direct, always through someone else. I don't have a ton of stuff, just clothes, some tech, random crap from high school. I can hear dad on the phone, probably with my uncle, saying I'm being dramatic and not backing down. I call my friend Ronan, ask if I can crash for a bit. He's confused but says sure. So I shove everything into 2 duffels and a backpack. I'm not even thinking about what I'm leaving behind. I'm running on pure anger at this point. I can hear mom crying in the hall but she doesn't say anything to me. When I go to leave, dad finally gets up and blocks the door. Says if I walk out I don't come back and I should be grateful he let me stay this long. I'm barely listening, just trying to get past him. He shoves me, not super hard but enough. I shove back and he looks at me like I'm a stray dog. So I walk around him and leave. The whole way to Ronan's I'm thinking, I can't just let this go. I know how much dad actually needs me for all the little things. He talks big but he can't even pay an electric bill online without me reminding him. I set up all their stuff, did their banking, handled his side gig selling old furniture and electronics because he can't figure out half the apps. He acts like I'm a freeloader but I'm the one holding everything together behind the scenes. If I'm dead to him, I'm taking the stuff I set up with me. Nothing criminal, just removing myself from everything I managed. Changed all my passwords, took my info off the bills, shut down my side of the marketplace accounts. But I did leave one thing behind, just to see if he'd even notice. Something small, but it's got all the receipts, literally and otherwise. Texted my aunt, told her I was gone, didn't give details, just ask your brother. She immediately called dad and I could hear him yelling through the wall at Ronan's. I just lay there on the couch scrolling, trying to decide if I should tell people what really happened or just let the drama explode on its own. I guess I always knew dad hated that I wouldn't just be like him, do what I'm told, keep my head down. He only cares about looking good to the family, not actually helping anyone. He treats me like a backup plan, someone to fix his messes, never as a person. Sterling's the favorite because he's obedient and I'm the problem because I ask questions. I haven't slept yet. I keep checking my phone waiting for the next round of texts, but so far nothing. I know tomorrow's gonna be a mess. I left that thing in the house where I know they'll find it. It's not much, but it'll start something. And when it does, I'm not gonna be around to clean it up. Update 1. So I'm back, and wow, if I thought things were messy before, I had no clue. Didn't sleep much at Ronan's. His couch is basically 2 inches of foam over springs and his cat keeps stepping on my head at 3 a.m. But honestly I was too amped up to care. Kept hearing my phone buzz, group chats lighting up, Aunt Mary's name over and over, but I ignored it. I was waiting to see when they'd really noticed what I'd done. First weird thing was seeing my cousin post in the family Facebook group asking if anyone could help her mom get logged into their Wi-Fi. Normally I just go over and fix it. I set up all their stuff, not just at our house but at Aunt Mary and Uncle Kyle's too. Reset routers, fix printers, set up streaming for the little cousins. Now I'm getting tagged like, "Can Kieran come by?" Kind of funny. I don't answer. Then it gets real. Around noon mom calls, I silence it. Then a text from Sterling, "Dad is flipping out because the money isn't where it's supposed to be." I know what he means. Dad can barely work a phone and refuses online banking, so he'd get me to do all the bill pay and transfers. Last night I took my name off every shared account, transferred out only what was mine, deleted my bank app from his phone, canceled all the autopays under my info, water, electric, even the Netflix I paid for that Sterling gave the password to half the family. Didn't touch anything that wasn't mine, no matter what they say. But now nothing works, bills are due, and Dad has zero clue. I guess this is where I admit I was basically their unpaid tech and bill pay guy. And Dad didn't just expect it, he acted like it was my job. Said it's because he's old school, but it's just laziness. He always wanted control but only if someone else did the work. By afternoon Sterling's texting nonstop, first mad, then begging. Says Dad's blaming him because I left and the college payment is due, but the account is locked. It isn't, just not mine anymore, so Dad actually has to do it. Sterling even admits he didn't want to go to college this year. Dad just decided and signed him up. I get a call from Aunt Mary. I answer because she'll just show up otherwise. She's furious, says Dad's telling everyone I stole from the family, that I'm sabotaging everything, ungrateful. I tell her to ask him how many bills were in my name, how much time I spent keeping things running, how many nights I fixed their internet at midnight. She hangs up on me. That night Ronan and I drive past the house. It's on the way, and Uncle Kyle's truck is in the driveway. Dad and Kyle are outside yelling at each other. Mom on the porch, arms crossed, staring at her phone, not crying this time, probably out of tears. Next morning I wake up to a wall of texts. Dad trying to guilt me, the electric bill overdue, water getting shut off, Sterling can't register, Aunt Mary threatening to call Grandma. Says I need to come home and fix everything or else. I don't answer. I'm not feeling guilty, not even a little. I kept it legal, only took back what was mine, and left them with the stuff they didn't appreciate. You want to treat me like a servant? Fine, live without the service. Waiting for them to find what I left behind in my room. It's not illegal, not even that dramatic, but they're gonna hate it. And when they do, I want them to know exactly who made this mess. Update 2. Things went way further than I thought. Knew Dad was stubborn but didn't think he'd go full meltdown in front of half the neighborhood. Ronan comes in with my phone, he'd left it charging, and goes, "Dude, answer your family, they're blowing me up on Messenger now." Missed calls from Dad, Aunt Mary, Uncle Kyle. I finally pick up Mom thinking maybe she'll be normal. Nope, just, "Why are you doing this to us? Your brother's future is at stake, you're tearing the family apart." I say, "Dad sold my car and said I was dead to him, so I left." She hangs up. Then Sterling texts, rare for him, says Dad's lost it, blaming him for everything, says he has to fix the college account or he's pulling him out. I ask if he even wants to go. He says, "Not really, but Dad says it's an investment." I tell him he's not an investment, he's a person. He leaves me on read. Later Uncle Kyle shows up at Ronan's door. Doesn't say hi, just, you need to fix this, your dad can't pay bills, your brother's in trouble, you're being selfish. I say I'm not responsible for dad's mess, I was never treated like family unless it was work or money. He shoves me. Ronan tells him to back off, Kyle storms off. Then Sterling actually shows up on his bike, looking exhausted, says he can't handle it at home. We talk. He admits he's tired of being the favorite if it means getting blamed for everything. Says dad pushed mom, pushed him, went outside yelling at neighbors about ungrateful kids. Families splitting, nobody talking to each other. For the first time I feel like I did something right, not just for me but for Sterling too. Final update. It happened. Started normal, woke up at Ronan's, cat chewing my charger, whatever. Then unhinged texts from Aunt Mary, all caps. How could you do this? You've ruined everything. They found the packet. Before I left I put together a folder, all the receipts, screenshots of every bill I paid, every transfer I made for dad, messages where he told me to put stuff in my name so he could get the bonus or because it was easier. Included a summary of his side hustle money, how much came in and how much went straight to his collectibles, not the family fund. Left it in the bottom drawer under cables and junk. Knew mom would find it when she stress cleans. From Ronan's kitchen window I could see Uncle Kyle's truck pull up, go in, then 5 minutes later screaming, you could hear it 3 houses down. Aunt Mary slams the door, sits on the porch sobbing. Kyle red-faced, slamming his truck, goes back in, more yelling. Dad comes out pacing, calling people, yelling everyone's turning on him, it's all lies, I'm making him look bad. He's literally asking neighbors if they've seen me, begging for help with bills because power's off and water's next. Mom texts, rare for her, just, I read your letter. Wish you'd told me sooner. Dad's furious, Kyle threatening to cut him off, Mary's crying, Dad's outside begging neighbors. Sterling calls, says it's chaos, Dad blaming everyone, Kyle threatening to leave, Mary crying in kitchen, neighbors coming over because of the noise. Says the packet blew everything up, he sounds almost relieved. Grandma got copies of the receipts and wants to talk to Dad. Family chat is cousins asking for proof, Dad just repeating family comes first, but no one's buying it anymore. Car sale doc with his signature floating around, people putting it together. Dad's out there making a fool of himself asking neighbors for water bill money while everyone now knows the truth. I'm not going back. I don't care if the lights go out or he has to call the water company himself. I'm not the backup plan anymore. If there's a lesson, it's don't let people use you just because it's easier for them. Sometimes you gotta let everything break so they finally see the mess they made. Thanks for reading. Subscribe to Hidden Lies for stories like this.